Actually, kunin natin yung actual layer. Okay, so this color here, gawin lang natin mas dark ng konti. So, from here to that's HSB. Baan natin yung value para lang mas kita. Shift natin yung hue ng konti. Okay. And yeah, we can put this in the other ones here. So, para lang mas kita. Okay, again, contrast. Diba? Is this supposed to be Rust or something?
Yes po, I'm trying to display Rust for that.
Okay. Lakihan mo yung lakihan mo yung parts nung Rust. Or at least wag mo lakihan lahat. Like make some parts just a little bigger and then keep making the other parts a bit smaller. Okay, also hindi mo pa naki-clean up tong part na to. And yung part na to. Kasi grabe, nice ka pa. Okay. Now let me look at your animation work. Just check this.
Ay sir, hindi po ata updated pala, sorry.
May ibang file ba?
Yes po.
Sige, pasend mo lang muna dun.
I edited po kasi while waiting kanina. Yan po, send na po.
Alright. Okay, give me a few minutes. Okay, down/attack. Heavy attack, idle. Magkaibang attack to.
Yes po, because I was thinking which one would be better to use po.
Okay. At the moment, timing-wise, yung down/attack ang mas maganda.
Kasi medyo nahirapan po ako dun sa heavy attack po kasi like I was trying to make it like have a better momentum or mga ganun po. Pero it was like kind of hard to imagine if like playing side-scroller kind of game po kasi.
Since, I'm sorry, nag-choppy ka ng konti. Since
Since parang like a fighting game po and like it was hard to imagine like a kind of attack na hindi po masyado nagmo-move kind of.
Okay. Sige, so kung mas gusto mong mag-push through na tayo with the slash kasi it kind of makes more sense. Diba? So, tapos yung idle mo medyo parang sobrang hyper naman nito. So, kailangan natin adjust ng konti. Pero unahin natin yung attack. So, alright. Ang suggestion ko dito would be to move the body along with the sword. Okay, so pagdating dito, so ito yung anticipation mo, di ba? Okay, so ang gagawin natin is we're going to adjust the body just a little bit. Kasi medyo awkward na hindi siya gumagalaw. Now, balik muna natin. Now, take note, again, if you remember sa GM2 diba, we have 12 principles of animation. One of those principles is arcs. Okay? So, every time you're going to animate something sa body ng character, you have to think of arcs. So, mapapansin mo actually, hindi halata agad. Pero kapag nag-lean backwards ka, your head, your chest, your shoulders, they're all following an arc or an arcing motion. So, dito, mag-lean backward siya ng konti. So, kapag gagawin mong arc, tatandaan mo na pag inangat mo ng konti, ikakaliwa mo rin ng konti. Kasi it follows an arc. So, every time you make something go up, you also make it move a little bit to the left. Up, a bit to the left. Up, a bit to the left. And so on and so forth. Tapos, i-adjust mo na lang. So, for example, itong robe, igagalaw mo yun ng ganyan. So, nag-follow na siya ng arc. Right? And then let's just copy this frame here. Tapos, sa attack, so mag-lean forward siya. Again, we're going to follow an arc. So, pagbaba niya dito, itong next frame, we're going to push this a little bit downward and to the right. So, a little bit to the right, a little bit downward, a little bit to the right, a little bit downward, a little bit to the right, a little bit downward, and so on. And we're also gonna do that sa actual na slash. Actually, pagdating ng slash, diba? So we're also gonna do it here. So pwede nating exaggerate actually. Kasi may mga parts na mabilis yung ano. But yeah, you can see na it feels just a bit more natural. Okay. Next thing we can add is what we call an overshoot. Okay. So I feel like na-mention ko na yung overshoot at least once before. Pero just in case you missed that, ang overshoot is basically if you have an action like a punch or a swing or a kick, magse-stretch yung body just a little bit past yung magiging final pose mo. Okay? And you can distort the body a bit here. Hindi siya magiging issue kasi it's just one frame and it's not going to stay on screen that long. Pero basically, sosobrahan natin yung direction ng swing. Ay, wait. Dapat nauna to. And there we go. Bago siya mag-settle. Also, you don't need this last frame kasi naglo-loop naman eh. Diba? So, yan. So, nagkakaroon ng one frame, one split second na actually pwede pa nating bawasan. One split second na sumosobra siya. Now, the reason for that is because of momentum. Especially since this is a heavy, like a very heavy weapon. If you try swinging a baseball bat, di ba, sobrang lakas ng momentum ng bat, especially if it's pretty heavy, na hindi mo siya mapipigilan agad at the end. Okay? Not just the baseball bat. Swing any heavy object and you'll feel that. Right? So, yung one frame na yon already adds a lot of impact. And it kind of makes the animation look smoother than it's meant to be. Does that make sense?
Yes po.
So, konting adjustments lang. Again, arcs and overshoots. Okay, so idle. Yung idle ay masyadong mabilis and masyadong malaki yung galaw ng body. So, when it comes to idle animation, gets ko naman, yung default idle animation natin when we make pixel art is usually the up and down thing where parang parts move a little bit up, parts move a little bit down. It kind of makes it look like the character is breathing, right? But you also have to understand na when, depending on how large or how small your pixel art is, yung distance na nire-represent ng 1 pixel is different. Okay? If your sprite is small, then moving things up 1 pixel already feels like a very large movement. Diba? So, mag-iingat ka pagdating doon kasi if your sprite is pretty small, like dito ang laki ng dip niya, then if you do a lot of excessive movements, it's going to look awkward. Parang hindi na siya humihinga dito, parang ano na eh, parang yumuyuko na siya dito eh. Diba? Kasi it makes it because of the distance between pixels and because of the size of the thing, it ends up being like sobrang baba nung ginalaw niya. So you have to tone this down a bit. Okay? Does that make sense? Like,
Yes po.
ayun, so tone down mo yan, and ito, add overshoot, add arcs. Okay? So, kasi pansinin mo pag naglagay tayo ng overshoot, mas ramdam mo yung bigat ng sword, which is very heavy because it's a large sword, right?
Yes po.
Okay. Alright, so, may questions pa ba, Dwight?
None so far po.
Okay. Next is Joaquin. Joaquin, are you here? Joaquin M. Dalawa nga pala kayo.
I'm here, sir.
Wait.
Okay, so, let me just grab all your files para, ano, para, mabilis tayo. Yeah, we're good with the environment. Let's just focus on the scaling. Okay. Again, don't forget to shift your hues. Don't use neutral grays. Don't forget to shift your hues. And also, again, contrast. Like, you can't see this part of the shoe anymore, so you might want to change what color you're using for the ends of the shoes. Now, with this one, the second one, there's this awkward, like, I'm not sure if this is something that's meant to be lighting, pero wala siya dun sa first and third, so it makes it look awkward. So I think you can just take this rim lighting thing you're doing here and just cover it up. And again, don't forget to shift your hues when you're adding shadows. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Sir, about is the form okay? Like the anatomy, the posture.
Posture. It feels like he's standing a little too straight. Like maybe pop his a little bit or make him lean a little bit more forward. Is that there?
A little bit more forward. Too straight. So make it more
Yeah, wait, let me try. Wait, what layer is this? This one. Okay. Alright. See if I can make some adjustments here.
sir, what's that lasso tool? What's the shortcut?
It's Q.
Q?
Q, yeah. But yeah, it's just over here. Maybe you have the square marquee. If you click it, actually, it should show up. Like if you click, it should show up the different versions of the marquee tool. And then you can just choose the lasso one. Yeah, and then you can move this leg a little bit forward because he's standing a little too straight. You get what I mean?
Wait, what did you move forward, sir, again?
I moved this leg a little bit backward. I moved this leg a little bit forward, and then I moved his body a little bit backward.
Okay, got it, sir.
All right. Any questions?
About the tertiary details. I remember giving feedback last week to someone about how when the more you scale it up, the more you can add forgiving details.
Yeah. So okay. So my question is there a reference image for this character?
Yes, sir. It's
Okay. Oh wait. I think nilagay mo nga pala. Ayan, there it is. Okay. So the more you scale this up, the more na you can add stuff like folding parts of the clothing. If there are any highlights in certain areas. Like for example, if this is meant to be wood, right? You can add highlights in certain areas, right? You can add folds in certain areas. You have more space to work with. So basically, this last image is meant to be what the first two images are trying to abstract. Is that clear?
Folds, okay. How about the things I can get away with, sir?
What do you mean?
Like, how do I know? Example, like when you're adding folds, how do you know if it looks too dark or like if it's too light?
Uh,
Like, what can I get away with, sir?
okay, look at the preview window when you do that. If it
Oh, the
doesn't,
preview window.
did you
Okay,
forget?
that works. Yeah, I forgot about the preview window.
Okay, don't forget about the preview windows. That's very important. But yeah,
How
if
do I
it's
activate?
is your preview window gone? Are you trying to bring it back?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Okay, so you go to view and then you look for preview and then that's it, and then you just check it, or you press F7. So ang shortcut ng preview window, if you want to hide the preview window, let's say it's cluttering your space, right, and you're just trying to focus on drawing, you can press F7 and it disappears. If you want to bring it back out, press F7 again and it reappears.
Okay, thank you, sir.
All right.
I got it now.
Okay. So after ni Joaquin is the other Joaquin. So
Hello, sir.
Joaquin P. Alright, animation na. Yeah, this is nice. Okay, I like this, but sige, may comments ako dyan later. Let me just look at that.
Sir, it's yung attack animation. I'm not fully sure.
Yeah, okay, so I have comments for both. Pero if you, dito sa idol, mapapansin mo na it feels like the first pose is staying a little too long, and that's because you have idol frame 1 and frame 4 being the same drawing. Okay? Since naglo-loop yan, you don't really need the last one. You can just get this, unless you really want that short pause, right? So if you want that short pause, then you can keep it there. Okay, pero idle is pretty good. Let me just check. So a few things we can add here is pwede tayo maglagay ng follow through with the beak or the bill, right, of the goose. Do you remember follow through?
Yes.
Principle?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, pwede natin gawin na lalagyan natin ng konting delay yung pagbaba ng bill.
Sir, I was trying to figure that out, but I forgot how to lessen the amount of time it takes to do frame or something like that. I forgot how to do it sa Ace
Okay.
Boy.
So we have this pose, right? And then ito yung next, and then it goes up, right? Ang pwede mong gawin, so tatandaan mo yung tandaan mo yung position ng bill at this point. And I think you made the head separate, so this is gonna be easier. So what we're gonna do is we're going to take this frame number 3, and we're going to make a copy of it. So hold Alt, drag the frame, kita mo magkakaroon ng arrow between frame 2 and 3. Let go, and then that's it. So yan, dalawa na sila. Okay? But we are going to remove the head dito sa frame 3. Yan, so wala na siyang ulo. And then we're gonna turn on onion skin. Okay? So, onion skin, makikita natin yung position ng first and position ng next. Okay? Ng next frame. So, alam natin na actually, pwede natin gawin ganito na lang kasi ang gusto lang naman natin makita is yung position nung naunang frame. So, wait lang. Inom lang tubig. So, I can then, just to make it easier, I can copy this frame here. Dalhin ko siya dito. Lower it a bit. Rotate it. So, pwede mong palitan yung pivot points. So, makikita mo yung circle na nasa gitna. You can actually drag this. Because this is the pivot point, meaning this is your sprite is going to rotate from this. So, pag nilagay natin siya dito, then yung rotation magiging ganyan.
Sorry, how did you adjust the pivot point? I didn't know you could do that.
You just click the circle sa gitna and then drag it to the corner or drag it to wherever you want the pivot to be. Right? So, hanggang natin yung onion skin. And then, yeah, so ano na yung head niya. So, we're just gonna have to clean that up. We're going to have to make the bill here a little longer. We're gonna have to make the eyes a little more obvious. We have to clean this part here. And then, okay. Now, if you want to add another, like make this a little bit more complicated, we can add another overshoot, right? In the middle of this frame and this frame, okay? So maglalagay tayo ng overshoot before siya mag-settle dito and before siya mag-move on dito. So I'm going to once again copy this frame here. Pero this time, I'm going to make the body and the head go a bit lower. And there you go. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, tapos pwede mo nang gawing, just adjust the timing if you want it to go faster. Personally, I think it's working pretty well already, pero you can make it go faster if you adjust the timing. Okay, so, etong sa attack, actually, ang issue dito is what makes it awkward is the pants.
Because it's not moving, sir.
It's not moving.
Yeah, I've been wondering how to fix that, sir, because I've been thinking of making one leg move forward and the other one bend once it's firing now. That means I also have to adjust everything about it.
Yeah, so imagine mo na imagine mo na ikaw yan. Like moving your neck way back and then just spitting out something that heavily. Your legs are probably gonna move, diba? Kasi it's impossible to keep that balance while doing something like that, diba? So, what you can do is you can keep one leg in position and then make another leg move as the pants are moving. So, pwede natin gawin na. So, dito, first we're gonna add some squash and stretch. Okay, so we're going to lower the pants a bit. We're gonna lower the head a bit. And then dito, we're going to once again follow arcs. Move it upwards, move it a bit to the left, move it upwards, a bit to the left, upwards, a bit to the left. Right? And then dito, we're going to make that movement just a little bit more intense. So I'm gonna turn on onion skin again. A little bit upward, a little bit to the left, a little bit upward, a little bit to the left, upward, a little bit to the left. So makikita natin. And then, try natin ulit. And now it kind of makes more sense. Diba? Now from there, we can make one leg. So, bahala ka lang paano may clean up yan later, pero yung leg, this leg here, we can move this upwards. Okay? Nakahiwalay pa rin yung leg tsaka feet. So, ayan na. May kind of feels a bit more natural. And then, pagdating dito, we're going to push the leg a little bit closer to the body. As in, parang nagle-lift na talaga siya. And then, yeah, we're gonna follow arcs. And then, we're gonna use, take the feet, move it a little. Oops, sorry. We're gonna take the feet, and then we're gonna move it a little closer to the body, like this. So, para siyang nagsastomp as he spits that thing out. Now, pagdating dito sa stomp, like, may, hide mo natin yung preview. So, may overshoot ka dito. So, we can push the overshoot a little bit more. Push the pants a little bit more. Push the feet a little bit more. Magmumukhang medyo awkward to, pero that's okay kasi just one frame to just basically add some impact to this. Right, so, yan. Then, balik siya sa position. Okay, is this clear?
Yes, sir. Quick question lang, sir. Are
Sure.
you recording?
No. Sorry, I wasn't recording.
It's fine lang, sir. I'll try to remember this.
Just remember arcs and whenever you have to move any body part, just remember arcs.
Yes, sir. Noted, sir.
Okay. Any other questions?
Wala, sir.
Okay. Moving on to Lance. Lance, are you there?
Here, sir.
Okay. Lance, once again, yung front view nung castle is using top-down views dun sa towers. I mentioned that last time.
Yeah, just ko na yun na, sir.
Hindi.
Di pa rin. Okay,
Let me show you what I mean.
okay, sir.
Okay? Everything is in front view here, but the towers are still in top-down view. Kasi nakikita mo yung ibabaw nung
Because yung curves.
diba, if this is going to be front view, then you're going to see something more like this. Okay?
Okay. Okay, sir.
Sige. So, let's look at yung kay 2B. Natatempt akong kumuha ng Pokemon Scarlet kaso sobrang laki na nung backlog ko ng games. Kasi kapag nagtatrabaho kayo, marami kayong perang pambili ng games pero wala kayong oras maglaro. Prepare yourselves for that kind of life. I guess. I mean, pwede nyo namang gawing, you can schedule playtime, pero you're not gonna be able to go through games as quickly as you used to. So, yeah. Make the outline of the hair a bit darker kasi you're still using, again, I already mentioned, stop using neutral gray. Or
I haven't changed the 32 by 32 yet.
Okay. Sige. Alright, so let's just look at the others. Again, shift your hues when you're using darker versions of colors. Make, if you're using...
Sir, I did shift yung hues. Yung darker portion medyo nasa purple.
Yeah, pero you shifted it by not a lot.
Okay.
Okay? Kita mo nasa parehong ano pa rin siya. So, oops. Sumobra. Yan. Also, simplify your lighting kasi it makes it confusing. Also, magkaiba yung color ng skin tone ng face sa skin tone ng leg and ng chest. Please make that consistent.
Okay.
It's easy. It's best to simplify lighting when it comes to pixel art kasi ang goal nyo is to make something that's as readable as possible. So, even if you're looking at reference that has complex lighting, just simplify it. Like maybe what if the lighting is coming from above? Because that makes it easier to plan in direction of shadows. See? Mas simple siya. Mas madali siyang basahin. Mas madali rin siyang gawin. And if you're making lines like this sa skin, make them darker kasi otherwise they're not gonna show sa preview window. Like if I turn on the preview window, you don't see the lines na outline ng skin. Is that clear?
Okay.
All right. So, may animation ka nilagay. Is this lightning?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you need reference, sir?
Nope. Alam ko na may tsura ni lightning. That's okay. Actually, I'm more concerned with the animation itself and also where you place shadows and colors. So,
I haven't placed shadows yet, sir. Ano, yan yung susunod ko gagawin.
okay. In that case, yeah, I think this is okay. I'm going to wait for the shadows na lang and lighting.
Okay.
Okay. Pero a few notes lang. Let me just grab the file. Yeah, dito. There we go. Okay, so a few notes lang. When you're working with a sprite that's this small, certain details can be removed kasi they're not going to be seen if they're just like 1 pixel wide.
Okay.
And also, it would be best to add lines to this part here para lang clear yung separation ng part. Again, with the preview window kasi if you remove that, it doesn't look like it's part of her clothing. So, para lang mas clear yung separation, mas lakihan mo lang ng konti yung part na yan.
Okay.
Pero yeah, I'm gonna wait for the shadows and colors. Also, yeah, there are parts of her hair that we don't really need, like these ones. When you're working with small sprites, focus on large shapes. Okay, like this one we can simplify pa. Okay? Is that clear?
Clear.
So I'm just gonna wait for the shadows and lighting.
Okay.
All right, so after ni after ni Lance is Robbie. Robbie, are you there?
Here, sir.
Okay, wait lang ah. Okay, so yung head pa lang yung ginagawa mo. I can see the progress.
Di pa po siya finish. And may tanong po ako.
Sige, sure. Anong question mo?
Ay, yung eyes sa 128. 1 by 128.
Mhm.
Ang weird. So, di ko sure kung paano i-fix.
Ganito yan. It's supposed to be circles. So, tanggalin na natin. Gagawa na lang ng layer on top. Punta ka dito sa shape tool. Mga na circle. make it black. And there you go. Tapos, okay ka na highlight. Yeah, circle tool lang. Shape tool lang.
Oh, okay.
Pero yeah, shape tool, and then also, since nandito na rin lang tayo, actually, teka, gawin mo na. Na-awkward ako na squarish pa rin yung isang eye. Gawin natin. Yung isa pa. Okay. Kunyari na lang magkasing laki sila. So, a few more things we can do here is, again, we have a bunch of colors here, so pwede natin i-recycle yan to make the curve a bit smoother. Like, we can add some anti-aliasing here in some parts of the curve. But actually, dito rin sa para lang hindi harsh masyado yung So, we can use the lighter color here to anti-alias this part here. We can also add some dito sa eyes just to make it a little smoother. Pero yeah, shape tool lang kailangan for that.
Okay po, sir.
I think ang nangyayari is tinatry mong i-clean up from whatever point you resize it from. It's okay to erase that and just redraw an eye using a shape tool. That's going to be much easier.
Actually, sir, di ko po siya ina-adjust. Like, I did it again. Pero I just used the previous size for reference.
Okay. Pero yeah, just use a shape tool and you'll be fine. May
Will
question?
do po.
May question? Iba pa bang questions?
Yung sa 64 by 64,
Okay.
I kind of struggled sa back part.
Back part. This
I
one?
mean, left, yes po.
Okay. Pasend ako ng reference.
Wait lang po.
Alright. Okay, tapos si Arion wala dito, nasa immigration. Okay. So si Terence daw ang magsasabi. I guess this is Dwight, no? Dwight Terence yung name mo. So I guess
Yes,
this is
sir.
you. Sabi mo sa kanya, pinaulit ko lahat.
Ako.
Sabi mo sa kanya, pinaulit ko lahat. Wala akong nagustuhan. Ulit niya lahat. Okay. Kung nagsastruggle ka sa back, I think it's because of figuring out how things overlap. Okay? So, pansinin mo yung color nung tail and yung color nung back part. Diba? Nakikita mo that those two pieces overlap. So, what we can do is, and ang nagpapadali kasi sa akin pag gumagawa ako ng kasi pag gumagawa ako ng pixel art, usually yung line art yung huli kong ginagawa. In some cases, nauna yung line art, pero most of the time, I prefer working with shapes and color. And then I just draw lines on top later on. So, mapapansin mo na whenever two parts overlap, you get to see a change in color. So, ang pwede natin gawin, if I'm doing it so ikaw, see what this works for you. I'm just gonna erase this. And then I'm gonna take the color of shadow and I'm going to draw the shape that's supposed to be nandito sa likod. So ngayon, since magkaibang color sila, there is a clear indicator that these two parts overlap each other. So ngayon, ang kailangan na lang natin gawin is to separate them. Tama ba ako naintindi sa question mo?
Mas clear na po.
Okay. So yan. So, isa-separate na lang natin. Okay. So, ngayon, may mga ilang jagged lines ka dito and yeah, you need to work on the eyes a little bit. Actually, kaya ka ng pixels sa corners, okay na yan. Pero, yeah, just work on the jagged lines and this part here na medyo jagged. Actually, this one has to be higher based on sa reference. Okay.
Okay po, sir.
Alright. Clear na lahat?
Yes po. Thank you po.
Alright. Okay, so moving on kay Kyle. Kyle, are you there?
Hello, sir.
Hey, wait lang. Okay, pwede ka pa maglagay ng anti-aliasing na konti dito sa shadows.
Okay, sir.
Tapos may jagged lines ka dito na kailangan ayusin. Pero other than that, okay na tayo dito.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Alright. Shella, are you there?
Yes po, sir.
Last time,
Sir, may...
natin yung mini stuff.
Yes. Sir, may question po ako. Paano mo nagawa yung text? Di ko mahanap yung tool.
Okay. Ito lang yan. So, kunin natin tong, so ito yung text mo, di ba? Kunin natin yung text ng front view. Control T, lalabas yung transformation na yung box. And kapag nilagay mo yung cursor sa tabi ng white na box sa right, may makikita kang dalawang arrow. Hindi ko alam kung lumalabas yung cursor ko na nagpapalit sa screen. Pero just in case, try mo ito mamaya. Control T, lalabas tong mga box na to. Put your cursor next to the white middle right box. Magiging dalawang arrow siya. And then you can just move it upwards or downwards and magpapalit siya ng orientation. And then you can just bring it here sa again, just looking at us. Oops. Ayaw niya mag-ano. Wait, try ulit. Yan. And then, you just have to bring it here. And then, resize mo na lang to make it fit. And yan. Actually, yun lang talaga kailangan natin ayusin dito eh. Yung text eh. Right? Yun yung napag-usapan natin last time. So just Control T para mag-transform. Bring your cursor to the right. I suggest you try it while we're still in this session para lang ma-confirm ko na alam mo na kung paano gamitin yung tool. Is that clear?
Yes po, sir. Sir, may iba pa need to change.
Hindi na, yun lang.
Okay. Thank you po, sir. Try ko na ngayon.
Para
Okay.
confirm mo sa akin kung nag-work para alam mo na gamitin.
Thank you po, sir.
Okay. Sige, so i-skip muna natin si Arion siya yung huli natin. Kasi baka bigla siyang dumating eh. Diba? So, ang next after ni Arion is si Lawrence.
Yes,
Lawrence,
sir. Hello po.
Okay, so environment.
Check lang po nung sa yan, sir.
Sorry, nag-choppy ka ng konti.
Ay, pa-check lang po yung third one po. Yung last po. Yung top down.
Down.
Apo.
Ano lang. Actually, okay na to, pero kasi napapansin ko dito, may shadows ka dito na wala dito. So,
Saan po banda?
eto, tong shadows mo dito sa sa isometric. Pwede mo kasi ilagay yan dito.
Dyan po. Akala ko kasi parang like sis nakatap doon siya, parang nakatakpan po. Pero sige, add ko na po siya. Add ko siya, sir.
Yeah,
On
kasi
all three, ano po.
it makes it clear na, so just to explain kung bakit ko pinapa-add ng shadows dito. Kasi it makes it clear na this part of the roof is overlapping this part of the store. Okay, so
Opo.
that's depth. Diba? Mas na nagiging obvious yung overlap nila. So I also want to see it here sa front view.
Okay po.
Pero other than that, okay na. Yun lang ang kailangan. Then
Okay.
move on to the next thing. Okay, so,
Actually, may isa pa po ako, sir. Yung sa scaling. Pero yung 32 by 32 pala nagagawa ko, sir. Mali. Ang nawiwirdohan po kasi ako para sa how do I do the mouse po. Parang kinukulangan ako ng space or wait lang, hanap. Hindi niyo po ba ng reference picture, sir?
diba? Well, alam ko na may tsura ng character. Okay lang.
Opo.
Pero ito yung 32.
Opo, sir.
And nahirapan ka dun sa shape ng mouth. Kasi magka-curve dapat to eh.
Opo, opo.
I think,
Kasi I feel like masyado akong nag-aano sa detail. Kaya,
yeah, actually. Tanda mo, we're abstracting, so we're not trying to replicate. Diba? Kung hindi mo kayang ipagkasyahin yung shape ng mouth in this resolution, walang need to force it.
opo.
Okay? Kasi you just have to have enough information to make
Readability siya.
ng konting adjustments, pero again, you just have to have enough information to make the character recognizable. Pero other than that, kasi may mga again, pag nag-abstract tayo, may mga certain cues ng character na alam natin na siya yun. Like, in this case, the eyebrows and the hair and the crown, di ba?
Opo.
So yun lang, you don't have to force yourself to make an exact copy and fit it
Okay po.
2 by 32.
Opo.
Okay, so ang kailangan lang natin din ayusin dito is some of these jagged lines. So, pag 32 by 32, you don't need to force na, may hiwalay na line dapat dito for the nose. Pero kung nagdidikit na kasi sila dun sa line ng eye, nagmumukhang mas makapal yung line na yun and it distracts. Diba? So,
Opo.
if merong line na, let's say, may nose ka dito na mag-overlap with the eye, then just connect it to the line of the eye.
Okay.
Yeah, that should work. You don't have to make a
Okay
separate.
po.
Okay? Tapos, may jagged lines ka na kailangan ayusin. Okay? Is that clear?
Okay po. Yung body naman and everything, okay naman po siya. Jagged lens na lang po, tsaka yung face po yung
Yes.
problem po. Okay po. Thank you po, sir.
Alright. So, after ni Lawrence is Antonio, are you there?
Yes po, sir.
Alright. Looking good so far.
Sir, yung problem ko po dito, di ko po alam kung paano ko i-approach yung shadows ng ano.
Yung shadows. Okay. Well, okay naman yung shadow nung house. Right. Except ito, tong barrels lang medyo...
Yes, sir.
Parang sayang naman, nag-drawing ka ng halaman, tapos tinakpan mo lang ng snow. Nang hinayang naman ako dito. Kahit likitan mo lang yung snow na to a point na medyo kita mo pa rin yung halaman, sayang naman.
Okay.
Diba? Pero yan, with the shadows, okay naman yung shadows ng house. Diba? You just have to be clear with where the light source is coming from. So, and you also have to simplify. So, ang solution dito, I think you're overthinking this a bit. Ang solution dito is tanggalin mo na yung shadow na yan. Okay? Now, just to explain why. Kasi isometric na, na art, di ba? Isometric na pixel art. Ang isometric na grid kasi is, yung isometric na grid kasi is, basically, it makes things look 3D even if they're not. Okay? Pero hindi siya nagpa-follow ng yung usual rules natin for perspective, like for example, perspective grids, diba? 1-point perspective, 2-point perspective, and so on. And because ganun siya, The great thing about isometric assets is that you can literally take this house, oops, take this house and bring it somewhere else, and it's still going to look like it fits in dun sa view. So when it comes to isometric, it's best not to overthink lighting kasi ang goal natin with isometric assets is so that we can place it literally anywhere on an isometric environment. So for example, if you've played Final Fantasy Tactics or Final Fantasy Tactics Advance, or if you're playing Tactics Ogre now kasi kaka-re-release lang ni sa Switch,
Oh, yes.
that's an isometric. Ano? Yes?
Meron na din sa PC, sir.
Meron rin sa PC. Nilalaro mo ba?
Mahal siya eh. 2,000, magkano ba yung tactics?
Okay.
Mahal siya eh, 2,500.
Oh, medyo. Ako nag-pre-order ako eh. Pero kasi ano kasi yun eh, childhood favorite ko yun eh. Kaya kaya willing ako. Actually lumabas yun 1995 sa Super Famicom, nire-release sa PS1 ng 1998, yun yung nalaro ko. And then PSP ng 2011.
Ayun yung nalaro ko sa PSP.
Ayun, so nakaka-access may Sega Saturn version pa. So nakaka-5 version siya so far. Pero yeah, if you look at Tactics Ogre, yun, isometric environment yun. So, pag pinansin mo yung mga village doon, like they're very detailed, pero yung lighting is done in such a way na you can place literally anywhere yung mga houses, yung mga buildings, yung mga and it's still going to work. So, yeah, when it comes to isometric, just simplify the lighting. That being said, I like how this is going. Nangihinayang lang ako dun sa halaman. So, Pero sige, kung talagang gusto mong takpan ng snow, nag-work naman ako. Parang na-imagine ko lang na ang tagal mong ginagawa nung kung saan mo pwepwesto yung mga halaman. Tapos at the end, tinago mo na lang lahat. Okay, so may questions pa ba?
Wala na, sir. Yun na lang.
Okay, moving on now kay Mai. Mai, are you there?
Sir.
Alright. You need to catch up,
Yes, sir. I'm working on the environment.
Okay. So, first of all, I noticed yung last image has some dithering. Okay? Pero, take note, yung preview window, hindi mo napapansin masyado yung dithering na yan. Right?
Oh, yeah. It's just white.
Yeah. Kasi when it comes to, I understand that you're adding it as shadow, pero the value of the white and the shadow are too close to each other. Lalo pa nung ginawa mo lang siyang dithering na effect, lalo siyang na-diminish. So, there's not enough contrast in a small sprite that it doesn't get noticed. It's not very readable. That also, and it's best to avoid dithering in very small sprites. Dithering tends to be used in larger sprites kasi. So, and ako personally, I would suggest using dithering a bit sparingly, even in large sprites. Pero pag small sprites, you don't necessarily have to do dithering. If this is something that you want to make obvious, you can just use a slightly darker color. Diba? Kung shadow siya. Or maybe, sige, gawin natin a little bit lighter. And makikita mo, mas naging obvious sa preview window. So it depends on what you're trying to go for. These are looking very good. Like, these are very good starts. Pero ang issue lang with some of these is, like this one, you need to make the outline darker, otherwise the contrast is affected. Pero so far, it looks good naman. With these other ones, pag masyadong magkalapit yung value ng dalawang color, even if they're different colors, if the values are too close to each other, then what's gonna happen is it's going to merge sa paningin mo. Okay? Especially when you're looking at it from afar. Okay? So you have to make sure na like if you really want to make this, if this is meant to be shadow and it's meant to be more purple, then you have to make sure there's enough value difference between these two that you can actually distinguish right away kung alin yung parts na yan. Okay, so you can see it dito sa preview window. Okay, so importante yung preview window. I would also advise against shading like this. So nakita mo yung you're using slightly darker colors around the outline. So this is what we call pillow shading. It makes the artwork look flat kasi nagmumukha siyang embossed. It's better to naka-paint bucket pala ako. It's better to just focus on where the light source is coming from and just work from there. Is this clear, Mai?
Got it, sir.
Okay. So yun lang. Pero other than that, this is, I think you're off to a good start here. So yun lang. Any questions?
None so far, sir.
Okay, so move on tayo kay Dale. And then may follow-up question si Shella. And then nandito na si Arion. So si Arion, hinuli ka namin. Hindi ko pa chinecheck yung work mo. Skinip kita in case dumating ka. So, ay, nasasabihin pala natin kay Arion na ulitin niya lahat. Wala, nakalimutan ko. Kunyari pala, pinaulit natin sa kanya lahat. Okay. Arion, ulitin mo lahat. Okay, so let's look at Hollow Knight. Tagal lumabas ng sequel no? Dale, are you there? Ayan. Okay, so wait lang. Okay. Right. Check natin muna yung Play Sonic. I think okay na to. Siguro kapalan mo lang yung highlights in some of these, like maybe make this highlight a bit thicker. Pero other than that, I think this is good to go. So okay na tayo dito, Dave. Okay. Dami ng files na nakabukas. Teka lang Bawasan ko lang lahat kasi hindi ko na nakikita kung nasa ang file ako. Ayan. Okay. Siguro lagay ka lang ng follow through sa sa damit. Kasi di ba parang cloak yung damit niya. Pero dito sa attack, okay. Actually, fun fact sa sa attack ng Hollow Knight. Hindi siya ganun ka-obvious, pero yung attack niya parang 3 frames lang. Like yung anticipation, tapos naka-slash na agad, tapos balik sa idle. So, ang ginagawa nila para magmukhang mas detailed yung animation, mas hinahabaan nila yung animation ng smear. May nakita akong video about that na binrake down yung animation ng Hollow Knight. So, try to find it lang kasi I forgot. I forgot where it is. Pero this one works. Pero pansinin mo sobrang bilis niya na you kind of have to question whether or not this last frame is even necessary. Actually, kahit ito So, kahit tanggalin natin tong dalawang to. And then, gawin lang natin mas matagal to ng konti. It already works So, kasi pag naglaro ka ng Hollow Knight, pagkapindot mo pa lang, react agad yung sword, di ba? So, yun. Pero ako, ang suggestion ko is hanapin yung video na actually sige, hanapin ko na lang. Sige, gusto ko panoorin ulit Wait lang. Hanapin mo, tingnan mo kung ma-apply mo sa isipin mo parang animation study na to para sa'yo. Hanapin ko lang Eto. Actually, this is good for everyone if you guys watch this. So, yan yung animation of Hollow Knight. Oh, yeah, it's that one, Mai. Lagyan rin pala ni Mai. Favorite ko yung, channel na yan. Kasi, ang ginagawa nung channel na yan is he just looks at games and breaks. Kasi siya, animator, professional animator, and he's also an animation instructor. So, ang galing nung ginagawa niya na, bine-breakdown niya yung animation of games. Pero you can also look at this one kay New Frame Plus. Ito pa yung isa pang channel na gusto ko for animation. And ito naman yung effects animation. So watch both and then tingnan mo kung magagamit mo sa sa work mo. Okay, Dave? Okay, so sige, so may follow-up question si Shella and then we go to Arion and then I think si Arion lang last natin for today. So okay, Shella, are you there?
Yes po, sir.
Okay, hindi siya dumidiretso.
Yeah, naging ganyan siya.
Wait, kasi pag ganito, niro-rotate mo lang. Actually, maybe you should check then if you're using an older version of Sprite. Kasi alam ko sa newer updates to itong feature na to. Pero basically, again, itong square na to, itong white na square na to, nandito ako sa tabi niya directly. And then, tsaka mo nagagawa yung ganong transformation. So, feeling ko, I'm not sure, pero kindly check if your A-Sprite is updated. Kasi baka hindi lang updated yung A-Sprite mo.
Old version po ako. Hindi ko pa siya na-update.
Baka. So,
Yan
sa
ata.
Steam mo ba nakuha yan?
Steam.
Sa Steam ka bumili?
Yes.
Ayun, check mo na lang sa Steam if updated siya. If not, then if updated siya, then try mong tignan if you can use the beta version. Ano kung may steps yun Kasi naka-beta ako kaya din yung theme. Okay?
Okay po, sir. Thank you so much.
Alright. Sige, so alright, so naki-Arian na tayo. Wait, immigration ibig sabihin galing ka sa abroad? Or immigration na pumunta ka ng abroad? Going abroad, okay. Yan si Arian, no? Nag-a-attend ng klase on the way sa Sige, isa-isahin natin. Oh, this is nice. Colors. These are nice colors. Okay. Sige, tingnan natin yung iba. Front view, top-down view. Oh, this is nice. Oh, ba't may Chucky? Bakit nandito si Chucky? Ano nangyari? Bakit dalawa yung frames niya? Wait, ito yung final. Okay. Juice box na naging parang restaurant. Ganda nito Yeah, pero maganda yung color choices, maganda yung Tapos sasabihin mo sa akin, nahihiya ka magpakita ng work? Itong batang to. Ganda wait. Kunin natin yung iba. Para isang na lang tayo. Chong yun. Maganda yun. Tapos sasabihin niya sa akin, nahihiya siyang magpakita ng work sa feedback session. Tingnan niya yung batang yan. Yeah. Sige. Let's go through this. Okay. Ito okay na to kasi I remember we went through this one already. Ang concern ko na lang dito is some of the jagged lines here. So yan, quick fix lang yan just to make it curve. So may jagged lines ka rin dito and dito. So just fix the jagged lines here and yeah, we're good. Dito tayo sa tong isa. So this one is working pretty well. May mga lang tayo, like you just have to make sure some of the shadow shapes are a little clearer. So ang problem with this one is parang medyo confusing yung lighting kasi it looks like you're lighting it from above, pero pagdating dito sa pants, like maybe you should add some shadow here para lang clear, diba? And also, again, kapag maglalagay kayo ng kasi you're trying to add parang gradation dito sa hair. Like this, it goes darker as it goes lower. Pero again, if the value difference between the two colors is not that big, pag pumunta ka sa preview window, you don't see it. So, gagawin lang is, i-simplify na lang natin to as one color. Parang, tingnan mo, parang wala rin nagbago, di ba? So, might as well just make it one color and make life easier for yourself. Di ba? So, ayun. Now, as for colored outlines, kasi ito, nagtatry ka ng colored outlines dito. What you're going to do is you're going to use a darker version of the color of whatever object is being outlined. Okay? So, for example, dito sa face, what you use is a darker version of the skin tone. Right? If you're doing colored outlines. Okay? Like, for example, ito, itong yellow na part na to, then the outline here will be a darker yellow, then may jagged lines ka. Okay, is that clear? Arian? Tapos, yung medyo awkward lang yung position ng isang leg. So I think we can bring this one a little bit forward. Kasi parang nag-move forward yung pelvis niya. Okay? So, yun. And also, I suggest making the arms, the shape of the arms more triangular and making the hand a little bigger. Kasi parang nagmumukhang stick yung arms niya. So you have to make it bigger kasi especially when you're making stylized na medyo chibi na characters, you can use limbs and the head as a way of adding more expressive na parts. Okay? Is that clear? Lilipat na ako sa environment mo. I think yung front view is in progress. Yung top-down view is medyo awkward lang tignan yung parang splatter ng juice on the front. I think we can kasi nilagyan mo siya ng dark shadow and highlight, which makes it more three-dimensional. So I'm not entirely sure if that is the intention. Pero you can actually just use one color for the whole thing and just make large shapes so that it doesn't take away from the focus. Or you can just take them out kasi medyo weird na nandun siya sa harapan. Like, paano siya tumapon doon, di ba? You'll expect it more here sa taas, near the cap. Di ba? So, I think it's best to just take it out. Either simplify it or take it out. For both. Yung inspiration ko kasi is yung Chucky na bottle. Okay. Yeah, pero you have to simplify it pa rin to a certain degree. Kasi basically, ang ginagawa natin dito, Aaron, is we're choosing what part we want what part is supposed to be important for the viewer to see. Yun ang tinitingnan natin dito. So para lang wag kang wag mong i-distract yung viewer from the focus, which is yung parang kainan dun sa loob. Okay? Is that clear? Saan nga pala punta mo? Saan ang biyahe mo? Singapore. Nice. Okay. Okay, so may questions ka pa ba, Aaron? Or are we good? Is the food okay? Yeah, kasi maliit naman eh. So, maliit siya pero it's readable enough. Yeah. Yeah, it works. Okay. Alright, so mukhang si Aaron ng... Ay, sige, okay, may follow-up siya. Fold sa taas. Yeah, okay naman. Actually, yung cap nung Tetra Pak ang ang nagsisell eh. Okay, so usual check natin. How is everyone doing? How is everyone thriving and surviving? Are you all doing okay? Kamusta ang mga buhay niyo? Mas worried kasi lapit na yung finals. Yeah, there's yeah, I actually ako rin kasi yung finals ko malapit na rin. So yun din ang pinoproblema ko. Is there truly an okay in life? It depends on how you see things. Okay pa naman si Kyle. Nga yung sa Twitter. Ang gulo nung nagkakagulo sa Twitter. Kasi daw magsisilayasan daw lahat ng magsisilayasan daw ng mga devs. Kasi nag-propose si Elon Musk ng mas hardcore na Twitter daw. And by hardcore mukhang mas parang pipilitin niyang work on site yung devs and all that. And ang dami na niyang na-fire. So, yeah. Pero I hope it doesn't die kasi I use Twitter. Yeah. Yeah, Joaquin B, that's noted. But I do hope it doesn't die kasi it's I actually like using Twitter for art and stuff. So and maraming minsan nakakakuha ako ng freelance opportunities from Twitter. So, diba? Magandang siya eh. Mas effective siya for getting your work out there, especially if you may mga artists na they actually use Twitter as their source of freelance work. Kasi once na nakumalat yung work mo, ang bilis like recently I got may offer ng isang studio to hire me for a few weeks kaso hindi ko kaya. Pero yeah, that came from just posting art on Twitter and getting it shared, diba? So maraming artist na na kailangan nila yung Twitter for work. Diba? And hindi siya ako personally parang mas effective para sa akin yung Twitter kaysa sa Instagram and Facebook. Kasi sa Twitter parang andaling mag-share, andaling mag-interact, di ba? Andaling mag-comment. So medyo I am hoping na hindi siya mawala kasi I do enjoy Twitter. Or at least I don't enjoy Twitter like the whole thing kasi syempre dami pa ring posts dun na pero I enjoy using it for art and for seeing art, for meeting artists. So yeah, you do make I did make friends there then, so yeah, hopefully hindi siya mamatay. Anyway, yeah, I hope everyone's all right. And I hope everyone's doing okay. I hope nobody's sick. And yeah, I think we can end this now. So, as usual, take care, stay safe, ingat kayo. Arion, di ingat ka sa biyahe.